Success begins long before the world sees it. It is first formed in the quiet places of your mind, in the deep conviction that you were born not to merely survive, but to conquer. You must carry yourself not as someone seeking approval, but as someone who knows that destiny bends in favor of the determined. Winners do not wait for permission, they assume the role before the crown is placed. You must walk, talk, and think as though the outcome is already yours. When you act like you were meant to win, you align your thoughts with power, and power responds. Doubt is a silent killer of dreams, but confidence, even before results show, magnetizes opportunities. The world is always watching, and it reacts to your self-image. Think rich before you are rich. Move like a leader before you're given the title. Speak like success is natural to you, because when you train your mind to expect victory, your actions will rise to meet that belief. Nothing can stop the one who already knows he cannot be defeated. You don't fake it to claim it. You don't chase it to become it. And that, right there, is the secret to unstoppable success. Before anything can change on the outside, it must be claimed on the inside. Success is not a random act of luck, it is the result of a deliberate decision to expect more from yourself and your life. You don't stumble into greatness, you think your way into it. The mind is the workshop where all victories are forged. If you cannot see yourself winning in your imagination, you will never taste victory in reality. The truth is this: your belief shapes your behavior, and your behavior shapes your results. Every achievement begins as a thought backed by desire, faith, and action. If your mind is filled with uncertainty, fear, or self-doubt, your path will reflect it. But if your mind is saturated with purpose, confidence, and expectation of success, the world begins to yield. You must take control of your thoughts and discipline them to serve your vision. Because success is not first earned, is first assumed. Victory is not a surprise to those who expect it. The greatest winners in history were not waiting to see if things would work out. They had already made the decision that it must. They walked into the battlefield of life with one outcome in mind: to win. And that decision shaped every word they spoke, every move they made, and every thought they entertained. You see, indecision is the breeding ground of failure. When you hesitate, when you wait for signs, when you need validation, you hand your power over to chance. But the one who acts like they were meant to win has already settled the matter. They don't ask, will this work? They declare, this will work because I will not stop until it does. That's the mindset that moves mountains, breaks barriers, and forces results. You don't need proof before you believe. Your belief becomes the proof. Confidence is not something you borrow from the world, it's something you declare from within. It's not arrogance, and it's not pretending. It's the quiet, immovable knowing that you are built for more. Confidence is the signal that you trust your ability to figure it out, to rise when it's hard, and to win even when the odds say you shouldn't. The world sees how you see yourself. If you see lack, others will treat you with disregard. But if you see strength, vision, and certainty, the world will reflect it back to you. You don't need applause to validate your power, you need conviction. And when you walk with that inner fire, when you speak with that unwavering belief, people respond differently. Doors open, opportunities appear. Why? Because you showed up like someone who belongs at the top. Confidence is not about what you have, it's about who you've decided to be. Life is not reacting to what you wish you were, it's reacting to what you believe you are. Your self-image is the blueprint that your reality follows. If you see yourself as average, life will deliver average. But if you hold the image of a winner, one who commands respect, attracts success, and expects greatness, everything around you begins to shift. People treat you according to the energy you project. Opportunities are drawn to the individual who walks in certainty, who talks like the future is already his, and who moves like success is a natural expression of who he is. You must stop waiting for someone to crown you worthy. Crown yourself. Act like it's already done. Speak like you've already arrived. Because when your self-image changes, everything changes. The moment you start seeing yourself as unstoppable, the world has no choice but to adjust to that vision. Nothing great is achieved without faith, not in luck, not in chance, but in yourself. Faith is the force that moves you when nothing around you is moving. It is the fire that keeps burning even when the world turns cold. The individual who walks in faith walks ahead of the evidence. He does not wait to see it before he believes it, and then it becomes seen. Faith is the refusal to entertain doubt. It's the decision to trust your vision even when the road is unclear. When you act like you were meant to win, faith becomes your foundation. You show up with boldness. You speak with clarity. You take steps not because you see the whole path, but because you know the destination. That is how miracles are created, not by chance, but by those who refuse to surrender to fear. Faith makes the impossible obey you before any result can manifest. You must first assume the identity of the one who already has it. You don't wait for success to feel successful. You feel successful, and success begins to appear. This is not fantasy, it's strategy. Every thought you repeat, every posture you carry, every word you speak is either building the image of a winner or tearing it down. You must assume the role of the person who already owns the outcome. How would you walk if you knew the deal was sealed? How would you speak if you were certain the victory was yours? That version of you, the powerful one, the certain one, the disciplined one, that's the identity you must wear now. Because when you do, your environment will catch up. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you embody. And when you carry yourself like a champion, life treats you like one. It's not enough to think like a winner. You must act like one. Belief without action is a dream without movement. You can't say you expect to win and then behave like someone who's afraid to try. Every choice you make must prove that you believe in your vision. Winners don't wait for perfect timing. They create it. They don't ask for guarantees. They bet on themselves. Your daily habits are either pulling you closer to your success or dragging you away from it. If you believe you're destined to win, your effort must reflect that belief. Your discipline must match your desire. Talk less, execute more, think boldly, act consistently. Because when your belief and your behavior are in perfect alignment, the results become inevitable. The world doesn't respond to what you hope, for it responds to what you do with conviction. When you act like you were meant to win, you stop chasing and you start attracting. The person who knows their value doesn't run after validation. They become a magnet for the very things others are desperately pursuing. Confidence, clarity, and certainty are magnetic forces. People, opportunities, and results are drawn to the one who carries the energy of completion. You attract not what you want, but what you are. When you walk in purpose, when you speak with intention, when you move like the future already belongs to you, everything around you begins to reorganize in your favor. You don't beg for attention. You don't plead for approval. You simply align yourself with the outcome and act accordingly. That's the power of knowing who you are. You don't chase the dream. The dream finds you because you've become the person worthy of it. There comes a moment when you must stop preparing, stop doubting, stop waiting and start claiming. The victory you seek is not something far away, it's already yours in the unseen. But it will never be yours in the physical world until you own it in your mind. This is not about pretending, it's about deciding. Winners do not ask life to be fair. They do not hope things work out. They declare what they want, align their thoughts and actions, and move forward with the force of belief. You don't. Rise to the level of your wishes. You rise to the level of your identity. And that identity must be built on purpose, faith, and relentless confidence. So act like it's already done. Speak like the results are guaranteed. Move like your victory is non-negotiable. Because when you act like you were meant to win, life eventually agrees with you, not because you hoped, but because you decided. Before any result can manifest, you must first assume the identity of the one who already has it. You don't wait for success to feel successful. Feel successful, and success begins to appear. This is not fantasy. It's strategy. Every thought you repeat, every posture you carry, every word you speak is either building the image of a winner or tearing it down. You must assume the role of the person who already owns the outcome. How would you walk if you knew the deal was sealed? How would you speak if you were certain the victory was yours? That version of you, the powerful one, the certain one, the disciplined one, that's the identity you must wear now. Because when you do, your environment will catch up. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you embody. And when you carry yourself like a champion, life treats you like one.